Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Two for Oscar, and I'm here with Darren.
Hi, everyone. This is something that I've wanted to do for a while since the Game Boy games have had, since they've gotten onto NSO. And plus, I did a commentary on Kirby's Dream Land previously, but I wanted to do it again.
Yeah, so you're doing Kirby's Dream Land.
Yeah, it's really simple and easy, especially for testing out the waters on in terms of these types of videos for Faded. Plus, you need more exposure to Kirby.
For me personally, yeah, I've played probably like a handful of them, but never played like some of the best works from them. But I heard this one is still like the best-selling Kirby game, and that's their first game ever. Like 5 million copies sold.
Well, it was a pretty strong start. I mean, you could argue that it suffers from first game syndrome, considering that Kirby doesn't fully have his copy ability yet. But the gameplay is still very solid, and it's just a fun time to. Besides, like those handheld RPGs that you can play on Game Boy.
Yeah, I was trying to think of like other classic Game Boy games, like besides the Tetris and old Pokemon. Like I don't think there's many people would like come back to it being black and white.
Super Mario Land.
Yeah, there's always that.
Yeah, I've been back and forth on occasions. In terms of whether this or Mario Land 2 is my favorite Game Boy game.
Like OG Game Boy game. Like the 90s one.
Yeah.
This is first introduction to Kirby, so people didn't know Kirby's true colors, from what I heard.
Well, if you lived in America.
Yeah.
The story is that Masahiro Sakurai always wanted to make him yellow. Always wanted to make him pink. And Shigeru Miyamoto thought that he should be yellow. And they didn't decide the color by the time the game was being released internationally. It's why he's white on the box of the original Kirby's Dream Land.
Yeah,
but they were able. But Sakurai was able to get his way in the end because Kirby is pink on the Japanese box art.
Oh, so like American and Europe releases it's the white on the color, isn't it?
Well, I don't know about the. Yeah, maybe the European version. I've never seen the European box art.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're pretty similar when it comes to game releases. But yeah, I heard something like that. They wanted like Kirby white or yellow because they didn't know what Kirby's true color is, but other than the creator like really wanted it to be pink just so it stands out against the other characters out there.
Yeah, that's why they say in his theme song that he has maximum pink.
Maximum pink, yeah. And I also heard it was based on a lawyer that helped them with a lawsuit against the original Super Mario Bros. On the arcade with Donkey Kong, just so it doesn't get a copyright from the actual King Kong himself.
Yeah, I think that's the lawyer's name might have been Kirby.
Yeah, like his last name's Kirby, so that's like their way of honoring him, saying thank you.
Clearly it worked, and it's how he got his iconic name.
Yeah. So, what an iconic name, because I think they tried to go for another name before, didn't they? That was like Po. From what I heard of.
Well, let's just be glad that they came up with Kirby.
So how long is this gameplay, like, from the Kirby game as a whole?
25 minutes total.
Really?
For this video. It's a short game.
I'm surprised, yeah.
It's actually so short that in Kirby Superstar, the Spring Breeze is basically a remake of Kirby's Dream Land.
Oh wow. But that one's short as well.
It's shorter. I can argue, considering that you have your copy abilities in Superstar.
Oh wow. So I got a good question for you. What is the first ever Kirby game you ever played?
Superstar, when they had those DS demos at GameStop.
What's that like?
I'd say technically the first one I owned was Kirby 64 on the Wii's Virtual Console.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I probably would have gotten the good ending as a kid if I had known that you need to collect a certain number of shards, but it's something I was able to do in my grown-up years.
Yeah, because I didn't know, because I know Kirby games are released every single year. I didn't know how limited they are, and
yeah, it feels that way at times.
Yeah, if it felt lazy or rushed at certain times, it's not like Kirby's true potential.
Well, I mean, in terms of games that are released annually, there's also the spin-off games.
Oh yeah, like remakes. I think it was last year, Kirby had their 30-year anniversary.
Yeah, I mean, it's when they released Forgotten Land, Kirby and the Forgotten Land.
A really good game, I recommend.
I agree.
Super good.
It's one I was able to beat everything on except for the True Arena.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not called the True Arena, but it's basically the True Arena of Forgotten Land.
Yeah.
For those of you who played the game, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. If you know, you know. Do you remember Kirby's Epic Yarn? Because that was one of my favorite Kirby games ever. On the Wii.
Something I have tried before, but it's probably something I should play a little more.
Yeah. I remember,
it's definitely a different feel than the main games.
Yeah, there's a reason why, because one of the, the two-player games, it'll be Kirby and Prince Fluff, I think that's his name. So, it was supposed to be his own self-titled game without Kirby, but they decided to slap him on it. That's why it felt really different.
Yeah, just think Star Fox Adventures, but it was actually successful.
Yeah. And that aesthetic alone is just very nostalgic for the Wii era. Especially it feels similar to Yoshi's Woolly World, if you remember that one. Just the fabric aesthetic to it.
Yeah, I think so, and not to mention that I'm sure the 3DS port couldn't compare.
Yeah. I know Kirby's Epic Yarn did have a sequel, so some may say, to it.
I think people consider Yoshi's Woolly World to be the spiritual sequel.
Spiritually, yeah. But, really good. It's almost like you were speedrunning it. Do you think there's anyone out there that did 5 minutes of speedrunning on this game?
Yeah, I mean, we're already halfway through the game. I guess I'm just that good at these types of platformers.
Is it one of those games you kind of memorize every single bit of the stage, so you instantly know where to go, what to do? Yeah,
pretty much. And there's a reason why the remake on Superstar is called Spring Breeze.
Yeah.
It is a breeze to get through. And not to mention that you don't need to collect things in the levels.
Oh, okay.
Because that mechanic was introduced for the sequels.
Yeah, I know there's some games that have that collectathon feel to it, which can be tedious at times.
Yeah, I mean, for Kirby's Adventure, it's when they started introducing the switches that you have to find and press in the levels to unlock all the extra content.
Yeah.
and then Dreamland 2 had the rainbow shards that you need to collect in order to get the good ending.
Oh, I heard something like that. Yeah. I don't know how many Kirby games are out there before the first ever Super Smash Bros. Happened, because that's like a big deal for Kirby as a character. Because this was like 1993, I don't know when the first one of Super Smash Bros. Came out.
I think that came out in 2000, same year as Kirby 64.
Oh, I pictured it like late 90s or something. Don't know if I'm still thinking of like Nintendo 64 era.
Might have come out in 99 in Japan.
Okay, yeah, because they normally have it earlier. So yeah, maybe like Kirby did have like a handful of games ready for it.
Yeah, I think at least 5 of the platformers: Dreamland Adventure, Dreamland 2, Superstar, and Dreamland 3.
Oh, okay, yeah. That was another thing I realized, you know, for Japanese releases for Kirby, they always make Kirby more happy and positive, but with like American audiences, they make it so Kirby looks angry in all the cover arts. I don't know if that's because like all Americans want more action and want more fighting in video games, so they make Kirby more angry.
It could be the reason, but it seems that they've dialed back on it in recent years.
Yeah.
Because I know that the American box art for Return of Dreamland Deluxe is pretty much the Japanese cover for the original game.
Yeah. Yeah, we don't get angry Kirby nowadays. That would be funny if we still have him, like, still pissed off and angry.
Yeah, they could just have it be a different variant cover.
Yeah. I love that.
I mean, I'm sure that he's someone that gets angry on occasions.
Yeah, I guess like in certain games, there's like certain times that he would be pissed off. He really does have some iconic characters, like, now that I realize them, I do main back then in Super Smash Bros. So, King DDD I still use to this day, and also Meta Knight back in Super Smash Bros. Brawl.
Yeah, I mean, King DDD is probably the best character of the entire franchise.
Yeah, I agree. He's like super funny. I just like that. Kind of like equivalent to like a Bowser or Donkey Kong. He has that sort of look and energy to him. It's like some similarities. He's just like a bit goofy at times.
Yeah, not to mention in Adventure, they're able to start a whole redemption arc with him.
Yeah.
And we're probably going into spoilers in terms of that, because I mean we might do one of these videos on Adventure if this takes off.
Yeah, if you guys enjoy commentary like this.
Well, I definitely enjoyed recording it.
Oh yeah.
And we're going to be getting to King DD in the game soon.
Really? He makes like a first appearance on this one?
Yeah, he's the final boss.
Oh, I never thought of that. I thought like it would be like a later introduction, like in 3DS era. What would Meta Knight's introduction be?
Adventure.
Oh, is that like in the 2000s area or?
Adventure was came out the year after this game in 1993.
Oh wow!
I know that the remake Nightmare in Dreamland came out in 2002, so that's technically 2000s.
Oh, I see. Yeah. I also realized that like you do get some awkward Game Boy style games where any Nintendo character has been turned into like some sort of pinball game. And Kirby is that main factor. Just because look, Kirby is round, so I'll make him a pinball.
Well, I mean, at least they knew.
They knew, yeah. But it's not like it's like the worst thing ever, because you know there's like other people like Mario who has it bad. I think I remember Pokemon Pinball back then. Even though I never owned it, I had a friend who gave me a copy of it. And I like played it overnight. I just like never had that thought in my head, like, oh yeah, this exists.
Yeah, I think the Kirby pinball is probably still the more iconic one.
Yeah, for that one, it makes more sense. I don't know. There's like a 3DS one where it's just a body, like with no arms or legs. So you use the stylus to like control him. That's like another era where the DS like relies heavily on the stylus.
Yeah, you thinking of Canvas Curse?
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah, the Wii U sequel, Rainbow Curse, needs a Switch port.
I don't know how that will work. Maybe like just motion controls, or we'll just use the joysticks.
I mean, we'll have to see. Because it'd be great to see to just see that game get a Wii U port. I mean a Switch port.
Switch port. Yeah, we're not going to the Wii U.
Yeah, I mean, like that console died for a reason because no one wanted it, and my parents never bought me a Wii U, so
I was still on my Wii phase, so I didn't go for the Wii U.
Yeah, our families were part of the problem.
Yeah, it didn't really have a long lifespan, didn't it?
Yeah, not really.
Like, even if, like, I don't know what year it released, but I swear it lasted for a year or two and people gave up on it. It wasn't really that impressive when it came out. I know, like, Ben had it, so we, like, played on it, but even though I couldn't remember the games we played on it.
Yeah, I think he was our only friend that had it.
Yeah.
So we just went to his house and whenever we wanted to play it.
Yeah. I can't remember the games we played. I guess he had Smash Brothers on Wii U.
Also Mario 3D World.
3D World, yeah. I guess, like, basically the Mario games in Smash Bros.
Yeah.
Thank God Switch did so much better.
Yeah, now we can play Mario 3D World on that.
Yeah. There's like a weird like nostalgia for the Wii U, but at the same time, I have no like memories that stick to certain games on it, because I don't remember like one definitive Wii U game. Not even like a Kirby game I would remember on the Wii U.
Yeah, Rainbow Curse was really the only one. That's a spin-off.
Yeah. That really was like the spin-off era for the Wii U and 3DS. I won't lie, like the Wii kind of had that like later on in the years. Kind of like in the 2010s era.
Yeah, maybe if the Wii U lasted longer.
Maybe, yeah. It's hard to say where it would be if it lasted a couple of years longer. I know like Xbox and PlayStation, they're kind of like really competitive with each other, so when they release one console, the other would release the same at the same year, same day. But the Nintendo didn't really have competition since Sega back then, so no one's really competing with them nowadays. So they release games like in a different year than them, normally earlier.
Yeah, I mean Sony pretty much killed Sega, and they're selling some of the best-selling consoles of all time, and PlayStation 2 is still considered the best-selling console of all time.
That's why I keep hearing, like best-selling console of all time. Kind of weird to think about that, because I know the original Xbox did really well with Halo. PS2, I don't know like any releases they did, because well, like the OG God of War, that's all I can think of, but it didn't seem like anything iconic.
Ratchet and Clank, Sly Cooper.
Yeah.
And people talk about when they're talking about the Grand Theft Auto trilogy, they're likely talking about the PS2 versions.
Oh, I see, yeah. Even then, like, Halo kind of almost outmatched them. Just combat evolved alone. Because, like, PlayStation, like, kind of struggled with trying to find that mascot. You know, people go to Nintendo for Mario, Kirby, Pikachu, but Xbox, they go to Halo or Gears of War. But PlayStation, they kind of struggle a bit. I know they would have like God of War, Kratos, or like maybe Uncharted, maybe Ratchet and Clank, but there's no one really definitive. No one that can go to them and say, yes, PlayStation's known for this character.
Yeah, not to mention that they ported that they're porting Rift Apart onto Steam. So
Yeah.
I mean, that's gonna make people just want to get the Steam version instead of getting a PS5.
Yeah, they just go to the Steam games. Because PS5, they don't really have any
Exclusive.
zero exclusive ports. You just get it on Steam anyways. Here's King DDD.
Yep. We're finally talking about what's happening in the game.
His moveset's just like the Super Smash Bros.
Yeah,
and that ground pound.
That's how he got Smash movesets. So basically, the plot of the game is that King Dedede stole all the food from Dreamland, and Kirby is trying to get it back.
Oh, okay.
And it's definitely hard for. He's definitely the hardest boss in the game, considering he has his high jump and his hammer, and he can inhale enemies like Kirby. Just not copy him.
You can never tell the games what the story is about, because unless you have the manual or Nintendo Power, you wouldn't know what's going on.
Yeah, at least with these old games.
Yeah. Unless they don't spell it out for you, then you're kind of it's your own imagination.
Yeah, it was before cutscenes were as common as they are.
Yeah. I guess Ninja Gaiden pioneered the whole cutscenes idea. Maybe them and Castlevania.
Yeah, and not to mention the video game that is a tie-in with the Batman '89 game on NES, which is pretty much a Batman clone of Ninja Gaiden.
Yeah, basically.
Doing the iconic type cutscenes, where they actually, in the Batman NES game, they recreate scenes from the movie.
Oh, the 80s one, is it?
Yeah.
I think it's the Michael Keaton one.
Yeah, before he came back into the role and stole the show from Ezra Miller in The Flash.
Yep.
Good.
Here we go.
I won! And I didn't have to do a multi-parter to beat a game yet for this channel.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know in my original commentary on my own solo channel, I did do it in 2 parts.
Oh, fair, yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of harder. It's harder when when you don't have a co-host to bounce off of, I admit it.
This is kind of impressive for Game Boy, all these pixel art, for what they did. Even having credits on here.
Yeah, I mean, this was a super strong start for a franchise.
It is, yeah. The creator really did have a vision for Kirby, so I mean, I don't know if it's a shame that, companies and the corporate keep demanding more Kirby games, so sometimes it feels lackluster or lazy. But you always get that diamond in the rough.
Yeah, I mean, and from what I know, Masahiro Sakurai did leave the series after he did everything he wanted to do.
Yeah. So that's always that.
Oh, yeah, and luckily he left the series in good hands, and it's still going strong today.
It is, yeah, still iconic. Even kids nowadays still play Kirby. They discovered him and play the modern games, and they just get obsessed with Kirby as a character as a whole. So yeah, the legacy still lives on.
And that's the end.
Yeah. I hope you guys enjoyed this commentary. Let us know what other games you want us to talk over, whatever games you want Darren to record, and we will definitely do commentary over it, because I think we do enjoy it.
I'll see if I can capture footage on a Steam Deck once I get one.
Yeah. So take care, guys. Hope you guys have a good day, and we'll see you next time when we do a podcast.
See you soon.